Hello, it's Aaron from Rating the Races here, and I wanted to have a quick talk today about how you can very easily improve your betting this Boxing Day. So obviously Boxing Day, 26th of December, is the busiest racing day of the year, in that there is a lot of races. They some of them overlap, and even if they're not overlapping, as soon as one has ended, the next one is running. So it's extremely if you're somebody that likes to bet in every race, no, I don't necessarily recommend that method. Um, but if you do, it's extremely difficult to keep on top of everything. Um, but even if you're going through the race cards and picking out your selections, there's a lot of races to go through to find your selections for any given day. So I want to talk about how you can very easily make a big difference to your betting this Boxing Day. And this is actually one of the methods that I routinely tell new users to use when they're using the ratings. Is go through the race cards yourself first. Don't use the ratings. Don't use our proprietary algorithm to try and improve your bet straight away. But go through and find all your horses you like. Right. So maybe you go through and you find 10 selections. You think these are my 10 bets for the day. Then cross-reference it with the ratings. Cross-reference it with the ratings because the ratings are objective. They're looking at data. And if you cross-reference it with the ratings and it agrees with 6 of those 10 or 4 of those 10, make those 4 your bets. And I'll tell you why. Because if we look at this here, this is actually the race cards for Boxing Day. And you'll see that our RTR rank 1 horse at these courses in the types of races that are available on Boxing Day, i.e. national hunt races, our top rated horse wins 31.14% of them. Our second rated horse wins 20.25% of them. And in fact, out of all of them, the only one that is profitable is the top rated. RTR 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. is not profitable. But top rated is. Now, it's not a huge amount of profit and it is a low ROI, and that's because there will be some horses within that top rated who are overbet, too short a price, and ultimately no value in that bet. However, you can very clearly see that this is a really good way to improve your betting. If your selections also happen to be horses that fit as an RTR rank 1 horse, then you know objectively that you're onto something that's better than your standard process of making selections. So that's one thing that's really, really easy. Now, let's say we wanted to improve this. So this is obviously a system using the Pro Stats, and it's something that's available with the Rating the Races professional membership. But let's say we wanted to improve this system. Now, first thing I would do is I'd go to Group By, and I would have a look around. So we can actually look at the courses, and you could actually go through the courses and see which of those courses. Sorry, let me just change that from RTR rank 1 to 7, and we'll focus just on RTR 1. So RTR 1 to 1. So now we're only interested in top rated, right? And these are the courses and how they perform at different courses. Something that I often do as a filter is to get rid of short price horses, because if we go in here and we actually look at Exchange SP, this is the Exchange SP brackets, you'll see that all the profitability comes above 3.92 BFSP, which is 3 to 1 roughly. That's where all the profitability comes, and that's a really, really common filter, because very, very often those horses at the head of the market are overbet and undervalued, and therefore, even though you may get a really high strike rate, you can see here, the horses who are top rated, who are between 1.01 and 2.94, have a 50% strike rate, which is awesome, right? It sounds amazing. And you'd get your Twitter tipsters who are going crazy if they had a 50% strike rate. However, if they got a profit and loss, that's negative, right? So we're not going to talk about that. But what we could do is we could implement a filter that says we're only interested in those that are a price of 4.0 or above. So let's just very quickly do that. We'll add that filter in, and you'll see that what we've done to the actual overall system here is increase the ROI to 11.42%. and that's what the graph would look like historically at these courses, i.e. the courses that are running on Boxing Day for our top rated horse, and that was pretty easy. Let's just very quickly do something else. We can go in and we'll go race type, because I've got another hunch, and the hunch is correct. It's quite common for our ratings to not perform as good as they could in National Hunt flat races. And I think that's because there is a absence of data. Or it could even be that some trainers use National Hunt flat races as a bit of a training run. Not sure. Either way, if we just said, okay, we're only interested in chasing hurdles, we'll remove the bumpers, we're doing better again. Right, so you could very easily implement this filter, and the day before racing or the day before racing, it will show you how many selections fit this criteria, and on the day of racing, again, it will show you how many selections fit the criteria here. So that's a really, really easy way to filter things down into some half-decent bets, and you can obviously see this is based on how much data? 1,896 races. So this is super powerful, and it's an easy way to create a system. And you could be more specific. You could actually go down to the course level. What have we got on a course-by-course basis? Are there some courses that we'd say we'd want to avoid based on this? Possibly Leopard's Down and Limerick. The races are ran slightly differently in Ireland, but I would say that if you're going to remove Leopard's Down and Limerick, you should probably remove Down Royal as well. And that would improve the ROI over the whole thing. So let's do that. We'll focus just on England, Scotland and Wales. Down Rail, Leopard's Down, Limerick. 15% ROI. It's a better graph. Would I drop Weatherby? Probably not, because I don't know why it's not performing as good as that. In Ireland, I can kind of create a justification for it, in that I do find the races there run slightly differently. Maybe a lot more big field races as well, especially on the National Hunt. But this is a really easy way to do things. So this is one way you could do things to find your selections, of course, which is to simply create systems and find out which ones it picks. The other way is the one that I said before, and I think that's more in line with what a lot of our users like to do, which is that they have their own opinions. They've got their own methods of picking the best bets on a given day. Do that. Do what you like. Do what you're used to doing, but then cross-reference it with the ratings. The ratings are objective, and as we looked at earlier, if we get rid of that value filter and go back to I need to add in a few more courses, but if we go back to what we showed earlier, and I'll put an image on the screen for this part of it. Essentially, the ratings show that the strike rate of RTL1 is significantly higher than RTL2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. And also, all of the profitability comes with RTL1. You'll not be profitable backing RTL2, 3, 4, etc. But if you can cross-reference it with your own angles, and there are some things that the ratings can't take into account. They do take into account a huge amount of parameters. I think it's something like 250 parameters that they take into account now when they're analysing every single horse of every single race. But there are some things it can't take into account. And if you're taking those into account when you make your own subjective analysis of a race in terms of the makeup of the race, or maybe you had some other information that that you're privy to, maybe the horse blew a blood vessel or something, that is not information that our ratings can take into account. That sort of information, cross-referenced with the ratings, can really yield you some great bets. And it's turned a whole heap of people who are essentially on the breadline of being profitable in their betting. Maybe they win £50 this week, they lose £50 next week, and they're kind of towing the line. It can be the difference between them being a profitable punter and not. So that is just a very quick rundown on how the ratings are performing for those race courses that are on Boxing Day. And just before we finish, we do have, at the moment, our special offer going on, and that special offer is going to be extended, I believe. So it's actually saying that we've only got 14 hours, 40 minutes, 18 seconds, we're going to update this. We're going to enable it so that it runs on Christmas Day as well. So at the moment, we have it so that you'd only be able to purchase it up until Christmas Day, i.e. to the end of the 24th of December, but we're going to extend that so that it runs until the 25th of December, end of 25th. And essentially what that Christmas offer is you save 55% on your month-to-month costs on professional, so that it works out at £16.90 a month, rather than £37.50 a month on the month-to-month option. And that's when you sign up for a 12-month membership. And we've got the same thing on the premium membership, where it's £13.50 a month. Again, you have to buy the 12-month membership to get that, but it's a significant saving on what our normal 12-month membership package is. And that is literally going to run out on the 25th of December 2018, and that'll probably be it. I don't know if we'll ever run another special offer. I certainly don't think we'll be running another one until at least next Christmas. So if you do want to take advantage of that, now is the time. Hopefully you found this video useful, and I just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and lots of winners on Boxing Day, of course. Thank you.